The Darby Wind Cave is locally famous. It's pretty interesting. It's a good little hike, maybe a couple hours depending on your family size and your fitness. Sometimes I see people with real little kids going out here, so you have to determine whether it's good for your children or not, but I don't know. I've seen some little kids go out here and crank it out. And in about an hour 15, voila! Darby Wind Cave. Now, this area is pretty interesting. There are two sets of steps, one to the left, one to the right. Either option's viable, however, you're going to have to get over this little waterfall that comes out of here. And early in the season, the water is really pouring. You gotta be really careful. It's easy to get smashed up here. So, what I'm gonna do is make my way up this rubble just a bit, go across here, and then catch the right side, and see how we do. Once you made your way up the stairs, are here, you'll stick to the right side, not the left side as you're coming into the cave. You come up this right side, you'll hit a few wet spots, and if there's a lot of water, it's all limestone, so it is slick. At this point, maybe I'll be going quite a ways before needing a light, but I like to get it out now, get it all prepared, have my backup flashlights. I'm not going to go far, just through the small opening, because past the first drop, I'm a soloist, so you don't want to get stuck in here. Happened to a couple of years ago and almost died. So take it seriously. It's super beautiful, just be cautious. As you can see back here, that is the entrance to the cave. And it is pretty sizable. Now past here, you can see the cave. I'm going to walk around here. Hang on. Wait for my camera to focus, and there you go. So what I'm going to do is put my headlamp on and continue walking into the small entrance up there, and then I'll talk to you a little bit more about the cave experience. Ooh, that sucks. After just a little short walk up, you come to the first crawl here. I can usually crab walk it, I don't have to put my hands down, but as you can see, no helmet. And even though I should have a helmet in a cave, I didn't bring it with the logic that it won't tempt me to go any farther in the first drop off and do anything silly, because, well, I'm by myself. I have my 4 light sources, I have water, I know people know where I am, but you just don't want to do it. It's very easy to get injured and trapped in here and lost, even though it's theoretically not a big system. People have become lost in here, and can take several hours to get out, but by myself, if I'm injured and get stuck in here, it could be really rough. So I'm only going to go crawl in there, show you what it's like, and then we'll look around a bit, and then we'll call it good. Interestingly, when it's totally quiet, you can actually hear air rushing through this porthole because there's another end of the cave here. And that's why it's called Wind Cave. You won't feel it down there because the air flows above your head. But as soon as you get up here, I put my jacket on, it's much chillier. Also, you can hear water dropping, and I can also hear some folks coming up. So what I'm going to do is go through there, put my headlamp on, go through there, show you what it's like. It's pretty exciting. Interestingly, one of the acoustic effects in this cave is that when people get farther away, you can only hear the low frequencies of their voice. It sounds really weird. It sounds just like so it's kind of cool. As you can see, that first passage was a little bit crawly. Then this second passage here, you can stand up, it's not too crazy. Then it gets a little bit bigger, and we're going to continue on a bit. Here's the first mini drop. It's about 8 or 9 feet down there, eminently crawlable. You can see those other folks up there. Alright. diagonal passages. Where the heck does that go? That's it. And that's the end of the line for me. You can see you gotta crawl down and around it up there. And that's that. Pretty interesting. Alright. Tempting, but no. Alright. Start crawling out, so if you're claustrophobic, definitely not the place to be. You can turn around, start heading back out. It's cold in here, I can see my breath. But there's constant breeze, it's icy up ahead. No helmet, multiple people, knee pads. Nope, doesn't make sense. So, I will turn around, call that good. Tempting, but that's why I didn't bring all the gear, to prevent me from doing anything silly. So I'm gonna head back along this little pinch here, and start heading back out. That's an old dress. Wait a minute. That's quickly explains it. There we are. Light again. So it was quite the little adventure just to go back to where you gotta crawl and tunnel up and go over. That's the end of the line for me as a soloist. As you can see, you gotta go through this little tunnel. I've crab walked it before, but with gloves, I can just hand walk it. So I'm gonna flip over the GoPro, crawl out, get into the bigger space, and tell you a little bit more about this. My lips are cold because it's cold in here. Just like that. As you can see, Darby Wind Cave is quite the adventure. And you look way back there, somewhere. You can see far, far back, so it's pay attention to where you're walking. It was a fun time there. No helmets, no knee pads, and no other people. That's that little crawling up. That's the end of the road for me. But hopefully you got to see it and enjoyed the adventure.